Okay, this is going to be kind of the hard part of the videos, because I kind of need to say what I gotta say to people, before I kind of disappear. So, first off, Eva, I hope that everybody understands that since Eva and I's life has been pretty much an open book to the public, that I kind of want to say goodbye to her in a private way. And I've got some stuff to tell her that I don't necessarily want anybody to hear. So, everybody understand that Eva has been put through a lot. Certainly I haven't helped any, because I've been very secretive about a lot of things that I couldn't talk about. My group of people were extremely angry when I brought Eva into all this, but that has changed considerably. And they have a lot of respect for what she did, and, you know, never thought that anybody in their right mind would do what she did. It was really cool getting face-to-face visits 4 days a week while I was in SeaTac. It was great to have an advocate out there that was, you know, doing everything that she could to help. The public law, the stuff that she came up with at my sentencing, it really, really threw everybody for a loop in the judicial system. And, you know, it was that last little oomph that we needed right there at the end, right before Snowden got clear. And for all of her negatives, she did pull off something that nobody in my world would disagree was completely amazing, and she's amazing for doing that. Maybe if circumstances were different, she might be coming with me, but Garnet, there's no way of getting around that, and she has to get Garnet taken care of and out into the world and on his own before anything could ever happen, and maybe even still, I don't know. But, you know, I guess I can say for everybody that, you know, everybody thinks she's a pretty cool lady, and really, really went above and beyond anything anybody ever expected. And if she did some crazy stuff and said some crazy things and freaked out on people, try to forgive her. She's been through a lot, and nobody really knows what she's been through except for me and my group. So, you know, be gentle. Be gentle with her. Be gentle with each other. Hell, take care of each other. This is a step in the right direction, and everybody just needs to understand that, you know, we're getting to the time where we're really going to need to pull out the forgiveness part of ourselves, because a lot of people are going to need forgiveness, and you're going to hear some pretty horrible things about some people that are, for the most part, admired and well liked. And, you know, we're going to have to get past that. This whole mass arrest thing and putting everybody in jail, and it's just never going to happen. It's impossible. So we've got to figure out a better way to handle criminals than throwing them in jail, because We can't afford it. And right now, in the US, it's out of control. And that's part of the corporate cabal industry that it's going to get shut down. Private prisons? You want to make a profit? You don't do it through corrections. And we are going to take the contract work out of federal, state, and local prisons so the brother-in-law effect doesn't happen. And major contracts are getting awarded, and city, state, and federal money is being spent to benefit, somebody indirectly, but yeah, they're still getting the spiffs out of it. And no more putting the burden of prisons on the prisoner's family and friends. Okay, so I'm going to do a personal message for Eva, and I hope everybody's just going to be cool with that. Next, my sons, Billy, Braden, Cody, Colton. First, Billy. First of all, great ink. Looks good. I guess the hardest thing about all this for me is the parallels that I see between you and me and my dad and me during the same period. I went through a long period where I didn't talk to my dad. I was really angry with him from about 16 to 25, 26. No contact. And then when I needed him most in my life, he wasn't there. And that sucked. And for all these parallels that I see where, you're reacting exactly how I reacted to my dad, now we're getting to the point where I'm going away and I'm going to be unavailable, and I'm just freaked out by the fact that we may be at the point where, pretty soon you may need me for something. I got a fly in here, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for a lot of things, buddy. I'm sorry for Vegas. I'm sorry for Jenlyn. I'm sorry for all of the crap that you've been put through. And I'm just hoping that something that I can do will make it okay for your kids. I know that you're in the Navy. Good job. But really, I need to make sure that when it comes down to it, you aren't going to have to serve in a war that I should have not started. And that's what it comes down to. I'll be out there. I'll be keeping an eye on you. People that will be keeping an eye on you. And I'll pay attention, and I'll think about you a lot. And just do better than your old man did, okay, man? Okay. Braden, you're definitely the strongest one out of the bunch. I admire you for acknowledging who you are and being who you are. And being a gay man that dresses like a 50s pinup model and lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, that's the strongest thing I could ever imagine. So you're obviously, tough. And you've been tough your whole life. And even though you didn't want to tell me when you came out of the closet, I really knew since you were about 8 years old. And it was kind of funny because being the guy in high school who swore if his son was ever gay, he'd disown him, I matter-of-factly accepted it and was even more proud when you told me about it, and you were just who you are. I'm glad you found somebody, and I'm glad you're happy, and I'm really glad the Supreme Court let you get married. Be strong. See if you can keep an eye on your little brothers. Cole and Cody, they're going to need family. I know Grandma sees them quite a lot, but hey, I wouldn't mind having your influence on their lives. And, you're a really cool brother, so maybe you could help with that. Colton, you are far and away the smartest little kid I've ever known. And I'm going to miss seeing you grow up. Again, I'll be out there. I'll be paying attention. But for the most part, I can't really do anything, and that's hard. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that will help while you're growing up. If you ever need to talk to me, and this goes for everybody, not everybody, my boys. If you need to talk to me, send yourself an email, and in the subject line put "for Dad," and I'll make sure I get those. I can do that. I won't be able to respond, but maybe I can make shit happen. I don't know. Also, there's a Facebook group out there for Bill Brockbrader. And there's a lot of cool people in that group, and I think if you needed to talk to somebody about me and everything that I went through that you didn't get a lot of information about, those would be the people I'd like you to talk to. So seek them out. If you ever need a book, you can ask them. I do know that. If you ever need any help, you can ask them. Braden's close. Holly's close. If you ever need help. Cody, the little rambunctious one. Same for Colton. Just remember that I'm out there. If you ever need to talk to me, you can. And, just realize that what I'm doing, I think it's so important that I'm going to spend the rest of my life from this moment to my death working to make sure that the world that I leave for you and your kids and your kids' kids is going to be a hell of a lot better than the world that is today. And hopefully in 20 years, things will be just infinitely different. But somebody has to do something. And I'm somebody that can do something. I can do a lot. And I've already done a lot. And working with the people that I'm working with, I can do a lot more. And I can do it a lot faster. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm sorry I'm not going to be around. And even though I'm going to watch you guys grow up, it's not the same. And so I'm sorry. But hopefully one day the changes that happen in the world, you can remember how it started and that your old man was just a big part of it. And be okay with everything. Okay. Whew, that was fun. Mom. This doesn't surprise you, I know. And I know you probably think I am batshit crazy. When has that ever been different? I've always been this person. Now I'm just gonna go do it. I hope you're okay. And I'll miss coming to the cabin. Mike, take care of Mom. If you want to know why I had such a big beef about you and working with drones, read Dirty Wars by Jeremy Scahill. Kind of help you understand why I've been against that from the beginning and why we had so much beef about it. I know we were never exactly close, but it's not like it's not like that's what I wanted. And, it just was what it was. Pop in on Cole and Cody if you can. I know Sylvia. Just look after the little guys for me. Thanks. Holly. We spent a lot of time together. We were a hell of a team. And did a lot of crazy, stupid shit. And I just want you to know, I'm super happy for you. I'm glad you found Josh. I'm glad you found somebody that can give you the family that you wanted. Cash, cute little baby. Man, what is it about your karma, though? Dollar bill, cash, bill, cash. Same birthday? I don't know. Something's trying to tell you something. I don't know. But, taking care of that little kid, have fun. Libra on the Scorpio cusp. You know how crazy that is. Congratulations on everything. Again, if you ever get any time, and I know that you don't want to do this, but maybe just check up on Cody and Cole, see how they're doing. I know, Sylvia. But it'd mean a lot to me. And, the 7 years that we spent together, figured maybe I could ask. I don't know. Good news. The Civic made it forever. 200,000 plus miles. Put it through hell. And it hung in there. Not allowed to take much with me, but that's one thing that'll make the trip. And just know that, always cared. Still do. Want what's best for you. Knew I wasn't it. So enjoy your family, enjoy the new life, and hopefully by the time Cash is going to college, all the changes that I always talked about wanting to make are made. And I'll be, checking in from time to time and seeing how everything's going. So enjoy. I'm really happy for you, and I'm really glad that we were able to separate in such a way that you found what you were looking for. To all of my Facebook friends and everybody that kind of hung in there after Shipley blasted me with the lying pedophile video, I can't even begin to tell you guys how wonderful it was to get the letters, to get the emails, to get the phone calls, the books, the money, the support, the cheers. It's a big deal that, so many people hung in there even after it all melted down, and that nobody really knew exactly what it was all about until now. So hopefully, I'm giving you guys something that you can hang on a star and say, hey, I remember that this Bill Brockbrader guy got beat up by the Disinfo Society, and we hung in there, and now we know basically the whole story. And I hope it's something you get to tell people about and say, hey, I don't worry, because I know that Bill Brockbrader and his friends are out there stomping the guts out of the cabal and making their life just damn miserable. And soon enough, the government is going to be a government for the people, not of the people. And the corporate world will serve its employees and not its shareholders. And, eventually you're going to see it. And shit like half-price gas is going to catch your attention. And you should focus on that and really remember that that's what I'm talking about. That's what's happening. That's what I need you to, blast out over the airwaves. And, open up the Facebook group. If trolls and shills get in, convert them. Bring them in. If they're out of control, block them. But I really want people to come together and know that what's happening, it's really happening. And if anybody wants to come in and scream about what a lying pedophile I am, I get it. They are the people that will be the ones, when all the proof is handed out, will be standing around going, I knew that the whole time. That Bill Brockbrader guy. So it's no big deal. And nobody can doubt that what I was doing was definitely holding the attention of many in the intelligence world. For everybody else, somebody has to do it. In generations past, lots of men and boys went off to war and never came back. This is a different type of war. This is a war that can't be fought with guns and missiles and tanks. This war is thought through intelligence and economics. And the only way to fight it is to live it and become part of it. And unfortunately, the only way I can do that and still protect the people that I care about is to disconnect myself completely, so that there is nobody that they can get to use against me. And I know that everybody understands why that's so important when we live in a society where almost everybody is corruptible, and I've obviously been corruptible in my day, and I'm seeking an atonement for that. So, we gotta see how it plays out. Get out there, do the good work, get involved in this next presidential race, see what you can do. It'd be a big help. And, everything that goes on in the group will probably be popping in from time to time. I will put a disclaimer out there. If anybody comes out and says they're me, it isn't me. That won't happen, ever. So anybody that says they're me and pretending to be me can't be me. If anything, if I talk, it won't be me. It'll be a nameless, faceless person on the internet that nobody knows or cares about. And that's kind of the only way I can do it. So all you wannabe Bill Brock Raiders out there that are going to get and make comments and try to stir up havoc, everybody knows you ain't me. And even though you want to be me, there's only one me. So I will leave everybody with that. I'm going to take a break and think about a way to kind of bring it all together and close it up.